Hello, this video was created as a project for Human Inheritance course NASE 319 at Bentley University in the fall of 2017.
Hi, I'm Kayla Ducharme and I did my project on Turner syndrome. So what is Turner syndrome? Turner syndrome is either a lack of a significant part or a complete lack of the X chromosome. So it was discovered in 1938 by Henry Turner while he was researching 7 different patients ages 15 to 23, referred to him for dwarfism and a lack of sexual development. He treated them with pituitary extracts, but this method was ineffective. In March of 2000 in Naples, Italy, an international disciplinary workshop was held to update the comprehensive recommendations on the diagnosis of Turner syndrome that were originally published in 1994. Since then, there has been a lot of research and workshops since the discovery. Turner syndrome occurs in about 1 in every 2,500 females. Scientists are still working to find out exactly what causes the disorder, as well as more treatments available to help improve the quality of life for patients. So the genotype of Turner syndrome. So a normal wild-type individual have either XX, which is a female, or XY, which is a male chromosome. The genotype for Turner syndrome includes either missing a significant portion or only one X chromosome, which is diagrammed on the left. As far as the phenotype for Turner syndrome, some of the features include a short stature, webbed neck, lack of sexual development, a low hairline, shield-shaped thorax, widely spaced nipples, brown spots, and adult patients having a mean height approximately 20 centimeters lower than that of unaffected women of the same ethnic group. Some of the features that are not readily available on patients would be the lack of menstruation, a lot of times infertility, and different heart and ear conditions. On the picture on the right, there is a small child who's actually diagnosed, as well as a clinical features diagram directly next to her showing some of the features that she has. How it works. Turner syndrome is not inherited in families, but instead appears to be a random error in the formation of the egg or the sperm. Only women can be diagnosed with the syndrome, as shown in the diagram on the genotype slide, because there is no Y chromosome present. While scientists are still working on the exact genes linked to Turner syndrome, they have identified one gene, called SHOX, that is important for bone development and growth. Missing one copy of this gene likely causes short stature and skeletal abnormalities in women with Turner syndrome. Some of the treatments that are available today include growth hormone injections, estrogen and progesterone treatment, routine health checkups for those heart and ear conditions, and regular blood tests for thyroid conditions. Connecting science, industry, business, and society. Misty Marlowe is a famous gymnast that was diagnosed with Turner syndrome. She won the World Championship in 1987 and was voted Athlete of the Year by her teammates in the same year. Today, she speaks for Turner Syndrome Society. She's working on spreading awareness of the disease. She was extremely successful as a gymnast, and one of the reasons I knew about Turner syndrome was because of her success. The FDA in the U.S. approved the growth hormone after several studies proved it to increase adult stature in women and diagnosed and increase their quality of life. In the industry, an example of growth hormone being used is Humatrophy. This is an example of a successful drug licensed by Eli Lilly and Company. Another example of how this affects industry and society is my own roommate, Trevi. She has a personal example that she'll be showing in an interview later in this video.
Hi, I'm here with Trevi, my roommate, who's going to tell us how Turner syndrome has personally affected her life. So before we start, Trevi, do you want to give a quick description of what you think Turner syndrome is?
Sure. So it's a genetic birth disorder where a fetus only has one X chromosome and there's no other X or Y, and so this can lead to various problems, including the incompatibility with life. And so fetuses can have one of the symptoms and they can thrive, or they can have all the symptoms and not be compatible, and so that's sort of my knowledge of Turner syndrome.
So you had told me that someone in your family has the syndrome.
Yeah, so actually my cousin was pregnant and she found out she was having a girl, and subsequently the same day that she found out she was having a baby girl, she also found out that her daughter had Turner syndrome. And so she decided to continue on with the pregnancy instead of terminating, just to see how the disease developed and whether or not her baby would be only showing one symptom or if there was more. And she ended up actually having all the symptoms, and she still carried her as far as she could, and it turns out the baby was incompatible with life, and she gave birth to a stillborn. So unfortunately, baby Eleni is not with us, but that's how Turner syndrome has impacted my life.
And thank you so much for sharing. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I hope you and your family can, not have that happen to you again in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. That was how Turner syndrome can impact people in the life.